the bottom. People call you the underdog. They think you're the underdog, but you're at the bottom. But we going straight to the top.
Straight to the top.
Today, we kings.
I'm a king, sometimes I feel like I'm petty. In the pits living my dream, I don't think that they ready. Yeah, Area 51 podcast right here. You already know what we do. We're gonna talk about a little bit of racing, and we're gonna talk about pacing back and forth. We're trying to figure out who gonna win and who gonna come at the bottom. Let's go. This is Cap Houston right here. Bobby, what you got for me?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode 32 of the Area 51 Racing Podcast. I'm Bobby, along with my co-host, Ray Stevens. How we doing?
Sup?
So, 32 episodes. It has gone by fast. You were on episode 6. You were on the special edition Mark Martin episode. And now, 32.
32, I guess it was meant to be.
Yes, sir. So, how's your day going?
And it's okay. It's gonna be a long night, as you guys can see. I am live from the cheer gym. So my daughter is cheering in Atlanta this year, and we live in Greenville, South Carolina. So she gets out of cheer practice about 9:30 and between 9:30 and 10 tonight. So she'll get home about 1, and I'll get home about 1:30 this morning.
Oof.
So it's gonna be a long day.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, hey, got to do what you got to do, man.
Absolutely. So I wanted to first off start by saying thank you for coming on. Second of all, can you tell us about Flying Form? Because the last time we had you on, we asked you about your position, but we never really got into what Flying Form is.
Yeah, we had a long episode, and I didn't even talk about the in and outs of Flying Form. So we are a turnkey concrete subcontractor. We specialize in high-rise buildings, healthcare, parking garages, any kind of large-scale concrete projects. We form the concrete. We'll sub out the rebar. We'll place the concrete, put the tower cranes up, basically build the entire structure of a building. So that's kind of what we do in a nutshell. And I think we've been at this for about, I don't know, it's like 22 or 23. It could be 24 years. It's been a while. So yeah, it's what we do, and have an office in Miami. Our home office is in Atlanta. My office is in Greenville. We'll have a satellite office in Nashville when we get real busy in Nashville sometimes. We got an office in Charleston. We had one in Fort Myers. We shut it down. But we're pretty much from Virginia down to Miami, and we've gone as far as Bossier City, Louisiana to the west. So just all over the Southeast.
Now, I know Mark was on the show with us. My biggest question for you, because I know you were really nervous that day, did you or did you not solidify Mark Martin coming to Atlanta?
No, I didn't. So I haven't reached out anymore. But yes, I am not a starstruck kind of person, and especially just being able to walk about the garage as much as I do. Jeff Gordon doesn't bother me. Any of the drivers, I'm honest speaking. Me and Justin Allgaier, we talk a good bit, and when I'm at the racetrack. So there are certain drivers who I have a good rapport with. There's some that walk by and you should be starstruck. And I thought I was going to be cool. And then when we got on that call and he was there, I just, obviously I didn't freeze, but I was nervous. I stumbled a little bit. But it's just, and it just makes you feel so much better too about what I'm trying to do, being a race fan first and paying homage to the guys who built this sport. And a guy like Mark Martin, I guess, just I threw back to him for that reason. And then when I had, when the opportunity presents itself and you're actually looking at him in his eyes, things are a little different. So I sure hope he gets a wild hair and comes up. So I would love to have it. And it's so fun to do that too. When we're walking through the pit shirts, like I was talking to you before the episode, I'm diving back into Google trying to find, 98, 99 fire suits and pit shirts if they even had pit shirts back then, just to try to replicate. Chad Matman, he's got that dirt background. And so Jeremy is a dirt racer. And so we've got that dirt racing design on our shirt and incorporated the whole throwback feel. So just doing the throwbacks feels so good. It's an honor to be able to, I'm just a race fan. At the end of the day, I'm just a race fan. And we met Jeremy and things kind of kicked off, and it's just allowed, it's given me a platform. Just, the sport I love, have a platform to kind of give back to it in my own way. So hopefully one day there's an opportunity to park that 51 Flying Form Chevy in Victory Lane and be just the thought of Flying Form being in the NASCAR history books would be the thought of that's just surreal, and it's a possibility. So love what we do. Would love to stay in this forever, but you just never know, right? Like, I don't know if this is our last year. I don't know what next year looks like. It's a year-to-year thing. And the economy, election year, and all those things, you just don't know. So savor it while you have it. Pay homage the right way when you can, and just enjoy the ride.
Now, this was brought up to me by Rob, so I have to throw it out here. What shoes are you wearing for the throwback race?
Y'all are going to be so disappointed. I haven't even thought about my tennis shoes.
Come on, you got to have red, white, and blue.
Oh, they'll be red, white, blue, and I've already got some, but I need to do something special for that. I'll come up with something good. Just because y'all said something, I'll find. Listen, last year, or it might have been the year before, I broke out the Reebok pumps, red, white, and blue Reebok pumps, and that was pretty wild. But yeah, I haven't even thought about the shoes yet, but we'll get it figured out, and I'll let you guys know.
Air Force Ones. Custom
Okay.
Air Force Ones.
Oh, well, I don't. So we're a little late in the game for custom. So.
No, you go on Air Force One, do it on their website. You'll have them within a couple weeks.
Yeah, I tell you, there's a guy. He's on Instagram, and Jeremy knows him real well. And he actually designed a pair of Jeremy's racing shoes. But his name is Michael J. Kicks, and he does some custom stuff. And I've had some conversation with him, but never face to face. And so hopefully one day this year we'll get together. We talked about it. Maybe we can get on the same page. And I need some cheer shoes for this year designed too. So
There you go. The other thing that I've been being asked, what is your game plan for the upcoming races? You have Atlanta coming up, and what other race? Races.
I wish you to talk to me about that before we got on. Let me pull up the schedule real quick. So I know we've got Daytona coming. That's up in the air for me. But Daytona, since we won, it's just like the nostalgia is there for us. Everybody kind of wants to get back together. And Daytona is one of those tracks where anybody can win. So we have our best opportunities at those racetracks. So Daytona, and then once we get past Daytona, I'm pretty sure we are at Darlington and then Atlanta, Bristol, Talladega, Roval, Homestead, Martinsville, and I think I'm going to pass on the Phoenix trip this year, unless Tate twists my arm. But luckily in the South, we can make those trips. I can make a day trip to Darlington. Bristol's a day trip for me just because it's so hard to get a hotel room there. But that's a night race. So you're not getting out of there till 11, 12 at night after traffic, and you're not getting home till 3 or 4 in the morning. But Darlington is fun story for the podcast. A few years back, I guess it's been about 8 years now, there was a hurricane coming in, and we had been at Darlington the year before when the weather was just terrible, and our camper got covered in just in mud. So we go out downtown Darlington, find this like feed and seed store. I buy all this hay, and I lay all this hay out on our camp spot. And so anyway, we ended up getting rained out the whole weekend. We're sitting in the camper, got nothing to do, so we go to this little local bar, and that was where I met my girlfriend for the next 4 years. She was one of the bartenders at the bar we went to. So Darlington, number one, Darlington is one of the most special racetracks on the circuit. And, talk about nostalgia and all those things. And, the Pearsons of the world. And that racetrack is so awesome. And then, to kind of have that background a little bit too. And because of that relationship with her, I have so many friends there. So I don't even have to stay at the racetrack anymore when I go to Darlington. I just go stay with friends' houses. So Darlington means a lot to me, and love that racetrack. So, but that's a fun story about Darlington.
So you have Atlanta and Homestead are the only two tracks that you're sponsoring full time, or
yeah, primaries are Atlanta and Homestead, and that's been a little bit of a challenge this year because those two races have been so late in the ball game. Normally, we've had an early Atlanta race. We've had a third race, whether it be Pocono, whether it be Dover, that has kind of split that gap between a March Atlanta race or a February Atlanta race and a November Homestead race. So we've had to be patient, and but it's here and we're ready. And been on the phone with Twin Peaks this week, hoping to maybe have an event at Twin Peaks in Atlanta and Buckhead. And they jumped on the race car with us in Pocono, and hopefully they'll do the same thing. We'll squeeze them in there at Atlanta, but we'll see. But that'll be a good time. Hopefully all that works out, and we can have a good event. And then that week, if we need to kind of, maybe we work it out, or we can talk about it on your podcast, try to get some people out in the Atlanta area to come out to Twin Peaks.
Absolutely. If it was closer, I would definitely be there.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a.
Well, I know Dave's gonna be, Dave's gonna be there.
That's right. Yeah.
So
yeah, I think Landon Best is supposed to be coming too, and he's the guy who restores all of Mark Martin's old cars.
Very cool.
Yeah, I guess Mark told us that he owns the JR51 car again, but Landon is the one that restored that car, and man, I think it's so cool. Like Mark's, I think the last race he won in that car was Atlanta. Isn't that what he said? And it's JR51. Like, Atlanta won this year. We sat, I think, top of the board for half of qualifying, and ended up qualifying 6th or 8th and finishing 6th. So, man, you just kind of, when we won Daytona, I checked in the hotel room I checked into. It was hotel room number 51. Jeremy's wife, Courtney, it was her favorite hotel in Daytona to stay at. So there were just little nuances, that after we won, it was like, wow, these cool things happen. So, the whole Martin Martin deal and the chassis being JR51, that's kind of got the same cadence. So we hope, really all we hope for is a competitive day, a good handling car, and just want to be up front, And hopefully Ty Gibbs isn't in the field this year where he can hang us out to dry. So, because he really did us dirty last year.
Yeah.
That's typical Ty Gibbs.
Now, what's your thoughts on the first part of the season? I know a lot of us have witnessed the heartbreak but Jeremy's team has been like pushing themselves to get better and better. And now that the break's finally here, do you think that once Michigan gets here, it's going to be top of the board? We're going to be top 10.
I hope so. It's hard with the competition. Just a few years ago, we're a 12th place team, right behind the Junior Motorsports and the Haas, and it's just and if you're not associated with the team or the podcast or anything else, you just think, man, those guys are just kind of slipping backwards. Nobody sees the effort, the money, and the time that is spent on this race team to give Jeremy everything he needs to run fast. And being a single car team, and Jeremy owns his team, we just don't have the resources to kind of lean on a teammate, I guess you could say. So it's been a challenge. This year is hell. Last year was a challenge, and Daytona fixed everything. We don't have that Daytona moment. Really, our Daytona moment of this year is a 6th place finish at Atlanta. So hopefully with the break, hopefully with old Mark Setzer, he's having a little vacation right now. Hopefully he's getting reset, and Jeremy and the boys are at the shop working. Hopefully, things start getting turned around. We are starting to get into the part of the season where we're going to racetracks twice, and historically that pays off. So it's been a challenge, but man, no support has wavered. That even though it's tough, and the guy it's tough on is Jeremy, right? Like, everybody's there week in, week out supporting him, and we're there. We're there. Let's go. Let's turn this thing around. And man, there's just when things happen on track, things happen on track, and I think one of the biggest boxes we are in, or Sheldon Creed or Sam Mayer or any driver in that field can wad that race car up, and it don't cost them $1. Jeremy wrecks the car, and it's coming directly out of his pocket. So when he has restarts, he drives that way, and I'm pretty sure every one of those drivers know it, and they use him up. And, he has to play that smart owner role. And, I don't know. It's tough. It's been a tough year, but we're here every week, week in, week out. We're gonna support him, continue to support Jeremy, and we're gonna ride with him. And we know it'll turn around. Mark makes really good calls on the pit box. Sometimes maybe, I tell you, it's fun to play like Monday morning crew chief, right? Sometimes when we're where we are, I just want to look at Mark when we're on the box and go, if everybody's pitting, stay out. Let's just do opposite of what everybody else is doing. But that's why I'm a sponsor and not involved in the decisions on the race team.
Now, I know you're gonna laugh at this. So we're at Pocono, and I don't remember who it was, but somebody said, "Man, your shoes are matching the car. Kind of remind me of Ray." I started laughing, and I wasn't even thinking about it. I'm sitting here looking across the room, and I can see the picture of Adrian and I with the car, and I'm looking at my shoes, and I'll be damned, my shoes actually match the car.
There you go. Yeah, it just rubs off. It's natural.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. That's good. And I tell you, man, that Spartan Waste Fox Sports paint scheme, God, it's so killer. Every week Steve Carnes' Vegas paint scheme. Oh my God. I mean, it's just Maselli kills it. I mean, you give that guy an open canvas and just a little idea, and he knocks it out the park. So I'm extremely excited to share our homestead paint scheme. Can't do it. Maselli told me today we got to get it into NASCAR. He's a little worried about them approving some things. It's an outside the box paint scheme, but the hint will be if you're familiar with Miami, the city of Miami is all about bright, vibrant neon colors, and that's what we're bringing to the table for Homestead. So, I think I went off on a tangent a little bit there. But that's me. So we'll,
No,
we'll squirrel a little on this episode since I'm the co-host.
Yeah, you're good. I mean, Rob, Dave. I know Rob's not here because he's getting ready to head to Arizona, and then Dave's barreling down the hurricane, so he's in the chat saying hey and all that. So he did
Yeah.
ask if the shirts are going to be available for purchase.
So I think Chad Mattman, I know him as Mattman. I try to remember his name by Chad, but I'm pretty sure I'm kind of letting him drive that ship a little bit, and I'm pretty sure there's some shirts that'll be up for sale on Jeremy's website. But I don't want to misspeak either as far as the website goes. But we're going to try to produce some extra shirts for the throwback, and hopefully we can sell them. And all that stuff just goes back to the race team anyway. We're not looking for any kind of kickbacks from that. We just, one of the coolest things is to go out to Phoenix, Arizona, and walk through the garage, and all of a sudden you hear, "Hey, flying form!" What is going on? This is the best thing ever. So it's fun to have people who acknowledge you in the racing world.
Well, we might have a surprise for you.
Oh Lord, not
I'm
used to that.
I'm talking to Dave right now in Pete or DM, and I may try to fly down. Adrian and I fly down to Atlanta for your race.
Oh wow. Well, there you go.
So if as long as we can, we'll probably fly down Friday night, be there Saturday, fly home Sunday.
Well, be prepared for the Atlanta airport. So that would be my bit of advice. Flying in, no problem. Flying out, what you guys aren't having to park a car, so that's good news. But it's still like you got to get there 2 hours ahead of time. It's just crazy. But that'd be great. Yeah, well, I don't know. Charlotte's kind of tough. They're going through so much construction right now, but I think they're getting on the back end of that. But either way, man, be great to have you guys at Atlanta. It's going to be, I think my list, I've got about 40 to 50 people, flying form employees that are going to be there. And that's not including some of our guests that we will bring. What we'll do is we'll bring the general contractors that hire us. I'll bring them to the track. We'll let them sit on the pit box, give them a tour of the hauler, put them in the suite, and just kind of give them a lifetime experience. And those guys will come in thinking that all they're going to do is watch a car turn left, and they're going to leave literally saying it was one of the best experiences of their life. So that's a huge part of why we do what we do as far as the racing goes. It didn't start that way, but that's where we felt it was an avenue to give back and also build that rapport with the people who hire us. So come on out to Atlanta.
Yeah, we're gonna try. I know
Park.
Dave's got tickets in I believe, turn 4.
Okay.
So
I tell you, man, now that they have reconfigured that racetrack and it's pack racing, man, it is unbelievable racing.
It looks like it.
Yep, it's good.
So I know this is killing you about the Olympics being on and having a 3 week break because it's stressing me out. I'm ready to. I'm ready. Michigan should have already been here.
Yeah, yeah. It's with the climate of the world, the political world these days. Man, I've got my head so far stuck in the sand when it comes to all that. But last weekend, I guess the first 2 weeks I was cool. You know, I found myself I was pretty busy doing things on the weekend. But last weekend didn't have anything really going on, and it hit me hard. I'm like sitting there watching the Magnolia Network and watching these like what's the pool show Laguna Lucas Lagoons, and I'm like, man, this is crap. We need racing back. And then this week they start talking Richmond's this week, and because we're in the Xfinity series, that's what everything for me is set to. I don't look at the Cup schedule. I look at the Xfinity schedule.
Right.
And so I'm like, Richmond, we don't have Richmond. So looking forward to seeing some Cup racing at Richmond this weekend.
And trucks.
And trucks, yeah. Well, with tracks like Richmond right now, I don't know what they got going on or if they're going to do anything with the tire package, but got to fix that or Richmond's just going to suck.
Yeah.
So I could be wrong, but I think they are allowed to bring a couple different tire compounds.
I think they said that there's going to be 2 sets of tires that they can choose from.
So yeah, so that should fix the racing, because even if it doesn't fix any kind of aerodynamics or anything like that, if one guy's on one set of tires and another guy's on the other, that should create some good racing. I hope so. I love Richmond. I love that racetrack.
Right.
It's like a mini Atlanta to me. So been there a couple times, but need to get back there.
I was kind of confused why the Xfinity series didn't go to Richmond with those guys.
Yeah, well, that or Bristol on dirt. I'm pissed. Or North Wilkesboro.
Right.
Why not give the series that produces the best racing those opportunities?
Chance.
I mean, and I think dirt, you're going to probably wad the car up. But then again, that's Jeremy's background. He probably goes out there and whips all their asses.
Right.
So,
I mean,
Well,
something. I mean,
Yeah.
North Wilkesboro should have been for all 3 series. 100%, no doubt about it. But
Yeah.
no, it's the Cup series, and the racing wasn't that. I mean, yeah, it was all right, but it wasn't like killer like the Xfinity series does every single week and beats out the Cup series.
yeah. Well, that first North Wilkesboro race, it was the All-Star race, right? Yeah, All-Star. The first one, I mean, Kyle Larson takes the lead, and that's it.
Yep.
Race over. The whole race. So it's just, I don't know. You can't mess up the short track package. I mean, that's the bread and butter of NASCAR's bread and butter racing. So we could bring back some Rockingham, and I don't think anything's been announced, but I could be wrong and you could correct me. But it sounds like the Clash might be at Bowman Gray next year.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Oh my God. I know where I'll be,
That's going to be a mess.
Yeah. So hey, Xfinity series, Bowman Gray, let's go. Oh.
So yeah, that'll
hopefully
be
over
fun.
the next. It'll be when it'll be when Flying Form, gets out of the racing deal altogether, when we're bringing the Rockinghams and the Bowman Graves into the into the mix.
You'll be like, hold on, I'm coming back for a couple races.
Yeah, for sure. So
I'm hearing rumors that they might go to Mexico City.
Hey, I'm cool with that. I would really Canada, the Cirque de Villeneuve. We were really thinking that's where we were headed this year instead of Iowa.
Right.
And speaking of Iowa, I don't think they're going to race there again next year. But man, what a cool little track! So that was fun. That was a real fun. And hey, we led like 12 laps on a pit strategy. It was great. And then wheels fell off. So
I mean, are they talking about going back to Chicago again?
It would, for Chicago not to be on the schedule every year for the remaining of NASCAR would be crazy. What that city brings, or what NASCAR brings to that city, and what that city brings to the NASCAR community, it's just so different. And I'm not talking necessarily about racing on the street. I'm talking you stay in a hotel room with all the teams and you literally walk to the track.
Right.
Or the team and the sponsors and everybody gets on the train and goes to the Cubs game. Or I mean, we don't have another city like that has that opportunity just right there. Chicago is such an awesome racetrack. So hopefully that sticks around, and hopefully I'm cool with adding Mexico, and I like the road courses. I really do like road courses. So more road courses, more short tracks, and until the Cup Series this year, less intermediate tracks.
Yeah.
But like you talk about Michigan, that's your home track. Cup Series is going to go out there and put on one hell of a show.
Yeah.
You know,
I wish one thing for Michigan. Put lights around it and make it a night race. It would make it so much better.
For sure.
Or pave the damn thing.
Yeah. Well, going back to Iowa, even though it was a super neat, nice track, they literally paved the corners. They didn't pave the whole track.
Right.
They paved the corners, and then they didn't even pave the whole corner. What? Like, tell us you really don't want us to come back without telling us that. So,
right. Now, Indy Roval or Indy Brickyard?
St. Elmo's. All Jeremy Clements Racing will appreciate. Actually, all of NASCAR would appreciate that.
Yeah, I love St. Elmo's.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the racing's probably better on the road course, but racing on the oval is the Brickyard weekend. I guess there's just so much more meaning there, so you keep that. I like the Roval. Sounds like that's going away. I love the Roval. I just like being able to literally walk directly next to the racetrack where the concrete barrier is and the fence is. How you can literally stick your hand through the fence as they're coming up over that hill, and man, it's just awesome. I love road course racing, and being from the South. Until the Roval, we didn't have a road course. You had to go to Road Atlanta and watch like sport cars or whatever to get some road course racing. So we'll see. We'll see what next year brings. I think we should find out pretty soon about the schedule, and then it's going to be chaos within the race team. Everybody wanting to, pencil in. Luckily, we're grandfathered in on our races as far as, me and Chuck know we got Atlanta. And if somebody, hey, if somebody wanted to come in, want Atlanta and trade or swap, we'd be up for it. It's just got to, for me, it just really has to make sense, especially when we're doing 3 races and we can do one in Pocono or we can do one in Dover. That's not necessarily in our demographic as far as work goes. But when you drop that 3rd race and you're putting all that money into motors, it's got to make, like Charlotte would make sense for us to run a Charlotte race. Darlington would somewhat make sense. I've never understood why the guys, the decision makers, along with myself on where we go run these primaries, why we've not done Darlington. But it's Atlanta's home, and Homestead is pretty much home. So and there's nothing wrong with going to Miami in November, spending the day. What I do every year is I get into Miami typically on Thursday, and I'll spend the day in South Beach, just kind of decompress, relax, get ready for the big weekend, and then Friday morning head to the racetrack, get all the campers pulled in and qualifying, and all the things. So that's what I'll do again this year, and go lay on the beach in November. Well, practically November.
Right. Yeah, that's a bucket list track for Adrian and I. We were just talking about that when we were in Florida this year. I'm like, Homestead's only 2.5 hour drive. Like we can make that drive from where we're staying.
It's a good fun track, and I love that. Well, rumor has it we go to Homestead in March next year or early in the season, and then Homestead gets its finale back, I guess, in 26. Yeah. There's,
Thank God.
I was never a Jimmy Johnson fan. I appreciate him much more now. Oh Lord. Well, here's why. We go to Homestead every year, and for how many years in a row did I have to watch that guy do burnouts? I'm like, this has got to change. So, but you got to respect what the guy did, man. And I hope he gets it figured out over there too. Sounds like he's starting to lay some people off over there and maybe rebuild what's going on.
Yeah.
So, he probably, even if he doesn't run well, he probably should run full time. That's probably the best way to get that team back on track.
Right. So either that or do what Richard's doing and stay behind the scenes and hammer down on it. But I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure he lives overseas now. Listen, that's like me, me trying to, or any of the owners of Flying Form try to run Flying Form from California.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just, you're not going to be successful. You've got to be there. It's Stewart Haas Racing, right? Tony's doing all the other things and not racing. And it just goes to show you Kevin Harvick was really who was running that race team.
Right.
And so, he's gone and the door's closed. So, and I'm sure there's so many ins and outs to that.
I know you have to go, but I am going to ask you one question.
Right.
And we're going to throw this question out. It has nothing to do with Jeremy, nothing to do with the Xfinity series. Well, part maybe. What do you think the big announcement is from Dale Earnhardt Jr. tomorrow morning?
Oh, I have no clue. Is there supposed to be some announcement?
It sounds like he may be going cup racing from
So
what we're hearing.
Listen,
if it happens, it'll be incredible.
Yeah. NASCAR needs that. Dale Jr., Dirty Mo Media, probably more so, because Denny Hamlin has come in, and those podcasts, you could hate Denny Hamlin, but what he brings to the table and the fact that he comes home and does that podcast that night normally, man, I think so much of Denny Hamlin and them doing the podcast. It's just brought just a different dynamic. I can not a big fan of I don't even know what it's called, but the spotters. Brett, I don't even listen.
Door Bumper Clear.
Yeah, I don't listen to that one. I'm not a big fan of the Brett guy. He's like, well, never mind. I'm not getting into politics, but he's borderline. He's borderline, man. So Freddie Kraft is okay, but just Dirty Mo in general, it's fun. I travel for work. I normally, like tonight, I'm going to have a 3 hour ride home. I'm going to pop on the podcast, one of them, and I'm going to listen. And so it's super fun. Super fun. I hope he goes cup racing. I really, really do.
My biggest thing is, and I don't want to say it because I really don't. I hope it doesn't happen, but Justin Allgaier is probably the best driver that Junior has over there. And I think if he goes cup racing, he's taking Allgaier with him.
I'd be so happy for that guy. You want to talk about?
He deserves it.
Oh yeah, just from there's guys in the garage like Jeremy, and Justin is one of those guys. Just very approachable. Oh Lord, here we go. Let's hear it.
No. So Dave just posted, and he goes, "We have Denny Hamlin on every Tuesday because he swears to God I look like him."
That is hilarious.
Because when we were at the race the other day, I took a picture with Denny Hamlin, and he said that I look like him. Did you see the picture?
I haven't.
All right, hold on. I'll let you talk, and I'll try to find this picture real quick because you'll be like, well, no. So, what were you saying before I started laughing?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember.
We
We
were
were
talking
talking
about
about.
Allgaier going to Cup.
Yes, I can't remember if Josh Berry has a ride yet, but you would think if he doesn't have a ride, Junior's probably considering that guy. Allgaier would be awesome. I would love that. The only thing about that with Justin is so family based. Cup racing versus Xfinity racing. You got so much more time with your family. Not so much more, but you do have more time with your family. So that would be my only thought on why he might want to stick around in the Xfinity series. But yeah, that'd be awesome. Awesome. It'd be great if I guess he could pull the 88 out.
Yeah.
That would probably be what he would.
I mean, he technically has the rights to the 8 now.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he got them.
Yeah, I'm sure Richard Childers. I mean, Childers has got the 31 that doesn't run, but that's a pretty big number for him. Childers could figure that out. I'm sure he'd give that 8 to Junior.
I believe so. So I'm getting
As long as Junior keeps running a couple races in the Xfinity series, I love that. I hope Harvick will do that. Just brings a different dynamic.
So we're getting close.
Yeah, you're good.
Here we go. I found it. All right. There you go.
I see it, man. I see it. Y'all got the shadow, the shadow and everything. Dave's right. All you need's a Mavis hat or Mavic, whatever, however you say it. I need a new set of tires. Maybe I can go get old Denny to throw something my way or some Jordans. I was watching something the other day and like he was letting Tyler Reddick go down in his basement just like a shoe shop.
Oh, he won the bracket challenge.
Oh, okay.
And because he won the bracket challenge, Tyler Reddick goes, "Well, hey, can I go down in the closet and go get one of the Jordans?" And he went down there and picked out like 2 pairs.
Yeah. Well.
And he goes, "Well, I have like 3,000 of them." I'm like, "Holy hell!"
Yeah. Yeah. And here I am, a shoe guy, and like I have to spend, full retail price. So, oh well. I guess we throw money away on stupider things, maybe.
Well, Ray, I don't want to hold you up anymore. And I wanted to say thank you from Dave, myself, and Rob. Thank you for sponsoring us or partnering with us 32 episodes already. I mean, just like that. I mean, we're probably, the way it's trending is we'll be in the 50s when we take our first break.
Well, I think what you guys have done from nothing, right, and to within 30 episodes have Mark Martin on. You guys are doing a good job. You're doing a good job representing Jeremy Clements Racing and all the sponsors that are associated. And hey, it's a good time to talk racing, talk Jeremy, and what's coming in the future. And tune in to as far as we're concerned, Atlanta, Homestead, and we got a Hendrick motor in Homestead, so that'll be we haven't had that yet, and really excited about that as well. So, and then hopefully we see you at the track in Atlanta.
I'm hoping to. I'm gonna talk to Tate. I'm gonna have to. I want to see you guys at Michigan.
There you go.
Guys got 2 weeks.
Well, Michigan's next week, right?
Yeah.
What is?
It's 17th.
So the 7th. So my dad just got married yesterday. So he got married in Vegas. So we're actually celebrating on the 17th.
Ah, boo.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, big shout out to my old man. He deserves it. He's pushing 70, and getting married, but he's found the right one. If we have a few more minutes,
Yeah, go for it.
uh, my mom, I'll tell you a little bit about my dad and how good of a man he is. My parents stayed together for the kids for so long. We lost my mom about 5 years ago. She never worked a day in her life. My dad took care of everything, even when they weren't together because of us. And so I just think it's so awesome that he can get this far in life and meet the right person and a godsend to our family. So for him to be able to walk down that aisle yesterday was cool to watch on the little video chat. We're going to celebrate next week, so that's fun. And then one other thing, Dawn with One Stop. It's her birthday, so happy birthday if she's listening.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I missed it on Facebook, so whoops.
Well, Ray, I appreciate everything that you do, and for Jeremy, for us, keep digging, man. I mean, good luck in the upcoming races that you got, and like I said, hopefully we can be at Atlanta and come in and see you guys.
Yep, absolutely, and appreciate you having me. And I guess shout out to Stingray All Stars in Marietta, Georgia, for having me. Maybe they'll catch wind of this and they'll give me a break on my monthly statement next month. Yeah. All right. Well, it's good to be on, Bobby. I appreciate you.
Hey, no problem. Thank you.
See you, dude.
Bye. All right, guys. Well, that was Ray Stevens, my co-host for the night. So I want to give a shout out to Anna. She does our cups. We are still selling those on her website. If you want to get a hold of her, she will get those made, or anything you want. If you want just an Area 51 or Spartan Waist, Flying Form, whatever, she'll make it. She makes awesome T-shirts. She made these killer Area 51 Racing podcast stickers. We are still selling them $8 a piece. They are vinyl, 3-layer vinyl. Really nice stickers. Can't thank her enough for those. I'd like to give a shout out to Gale. They are, if you're looking for beard oil, beard balm, whatever it is, go to galebeard.com, place your order at the checkout, enter the discount code Area51 and get 15% off your order and free shipping. And remember, guys, make them say it, Gale. Check out Racing Warehouse website for their hats, sheet metal, whatever they have in stock. They have a whole bunch of Jeremy Clement stuff right now that is out. Next week we have Kylie Glick Racing, and we have Scott McFalls, I believe, from Wings Etc. He's going to come on and talk to us about Michigan. Looking forward to it. So I'd like to give a shout out to all of our partners who make the podcast possible. Spartan Waste, Fox Sports Spartanburg, Impel Union, Alliance Driveway Solutions, First Pacific Funding, Elite Towing and Recovery, Whitetail Smokeless, Fly Inform Concrete Structures, Runner's Roost, Matman Designs, Action RV, Booze Pops, Nordic Logistics, Wings Etc., Anna Mora Designs, Gale, SureFit Companies, High Speed Auto, Jeremy Clements, and Jeremy Clements Racing. I can't thank everybody enough for what they do week in and week out. Next week is a big episode. Like I said, Scott's going to be on. We're going to talk about Michigan coming up in the following week. I will be at Michigan. I will have probably about 30 stickers to either hand out or sell them. We are also going to possibly have a giveaway coming soon. I'll let everybody know. And with that being said, I'd like to thank all of the fans. You guys, 32 episodes in. I can't thank you guys enough for everything. We don't have a segment 2 or a segment 3 today because there was no racing. and Rob and Dave. There is no story time unless you guys want to see a Daytona Wawa 250 tire, but I'll send pictures if you guys want to see that. Um, but yeah, I want to thank Chad from Matman Designs. He's came up with this awesome floor mat that has Jeremy, myself, Adrian, Rob, and the car, and it just looks really cool. If you haven't seen it, it's on Facebook. Um, if you need a mat ordered, get a hold of Chad. He does really good work. Uh, so yeah, I just wanted to say thank you guys. Thank you, Ray, for coming on and helping the podcast and be able to help me run the show tonight because there was going to be no show and now we ended up having a show. So I want to say thank you. And that's all. So you guys have a good night and we will see you guys next week. Dave and I will be live at 8 p.m. Eastern next week with Kylie and Scott. So y'all have a good night and we will